to. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone. The time has come for the Monday, July 21st, 2025, regular City Council meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix. Aye. Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
Present.
Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Mayor Cunningham.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. Leading us today, the invocation will be our very own Pastor Brown from Trinity AME Church. Immediately following that, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Brown.
Yes, City Council members, thank you for the opportunity to pray. Let us bow our heads. God, we thank you for this glorious day, one that we will continue to be glad in and rejoice. We thank you for being a kind and merciful God, one who looks beyond our faults and takes care of our needs. God, we thank you for the Waukegan Mayor, Sam Cunningham. He's like a man, like David, after God's own heart. And we thank you, God, because like you, red, yellow, black, or white, we are all precious in his sight. And God, we thank you for the aldermen and women. God, allow them to hear the voices of their people and feed the community like the little boy with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. More importantly, God, allow them to hear your voice when they ask for help. God, we thank you. We ask that you continue to bless our nation, our city, and each community. We ask that you bless each community leader, pastor, mentor, community advocate, and keep us all safe from hurt, harm, and danger. And let us abide in love for one another as we continue to abide in the Holy Spirit and show love to each other. God, we ask you to keep watch over us. Keep watch over the first responders, the policemen, the policewomen, the firefighters, and all who serve to protect us. Allow them to travel safely from their homes to their workplaces and back home, and receive the love and care that you give them and that they also give to us. We ask, God, that you keep watch over our parents and our children. Allow them to lack for nothing. Send help and the resources as needed. All of these things we ask in your precious Son, Jesus Christ's name, and let the people say, amen.
Amen. All rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item C, Mayor's comments. I'd just like to reiterate what a great job staff, volunteers, participants of this year's Scoop. According to staff, this year's Scoop event was one of our biggest, and I'm personally going to say best. So thank you to everybody involved in that. We heard a lot of great responses about certainly the environment from a safety standpoint, but more importantly, just that Waukegan community spirit that was held at Scoop. Last week, I had an opportunity to visit Erie Health Outreach. Wow, what a remarkable operation they have going over there, and just a few pointers about what they're doing and who they serve and how important they are to the Waukegan healthcare community. So they had a total of 10,884 patients they serviced last year. Active pregnancies, 683. Patients who are under the age of 18, 4,628. Patients on Medicaid, very interesting, which is 60% of their populace, 7,225. Patients without insurance, 2,623, roughly 24% of their patient population. And they do all of this with a total of 55 employees. Wow, talking about doing a great job for our community. They did remind me, though, that some of the cuts that are being potentially talked about on a national level will certainly affect how they deliver a lot of their services, affect in the meaning that pulling back on patients, increase in the time that they deliver the services to patients. So we all want to be mindful as we move through that particular process. Tonight, we also have two Waukegan Proud Awards. One of them goes to our very own lovely Delilah Carmen Vega. And while I know I'll probably get emotional up here, I'm going to ask Alderman Martinez to kind of help me out with this one. Alderman Martinez? Look at her eyes get big. Hey, Delilah, yeah, we're coming to see you.
Do you have the mic, sir?
I do not have the mic. I think I'm going to turn it around.
It's not here.
Hi, Delilah. For everybody, I just hope you can hear me. So we're doing this for Delilah. Delilah has been part of our community for a long time. She's been a special person in our community. And but our friend Delilah has met with some challenges, and she's battling that big old word C, and she's doing it with courage, commitment, and her fight to be with us for a long, long time. Right, Delilah? Right. Yeah. And Alderman Martinez was like, well, let's bring her to council and give her a walking problem to keep her with that encouraging fight, to keep fighting and don't you ever stop, because the entire city now is fighting with you. All right, Delilah? All right. The mayor's office, all the aldermen, and the citizens of this great city, we present with a walking Proud Award, and we are so proud of you for fighting. All right, Delilah? All right. Look at that smile. All right. We'll take a picture with all the aldermen. Is it okay? I want to mention Delilah. We're going to turn you around. Is that all right? Yes. All right. Oh, you're ready. Look at you, Delilah. Look at that smile. Delilah, we do a lot of these, but I think everybody's going to enjoy this one. Everyone, come on in. Come on, you get in there. Rose, you know, I know this is Delilah's day, but her mother has been serving this community for, her entire life, just about. Miss Rose, and thank you. Hello, Rose. Everybody know Rose. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's let Delilah get us situated here. We have another Waukegan Proud Award, and it goes to our animal shelter. In our animal shelter, where are they at? Come on up. Sue and their team. They're being recognized of your 90% save rate for 2024 and for earning recognition from Best Friends Animal Society as a no-kill shelter. Waukegan, Illinois, yes. For those who don't know what that means, why don't you just let them know what it means? You can. It's a hot mic right here. You let them know there.
So it means that, one of the things it means that we don't kill for space. We're not going to say that an animal hasn't been euthanized for aggression, but we don't do that. But we are under that 10%. And we take in at least close to 600 animals a year. People don't realize the amount that goes in and out. It's a lot.
That's not just cats and dogs, though, right?
We take in, yeah, we get other stuff, but mainly cats and dogs.
So that is a very important feature as you operate an animal shelter as a no-kill. So for that, we're extremely proud of you and your entire team for what you do on behalf of the city of Waukegan. So on behalf of the mayor's office,
Thank you.
all the aldermen, and the great citizens of this community, we say thank you for your service, your time, and your dedication to our animals throughout Waukegan. Believe me, I was one.
Susan, what?
All 1045. Is it still 1045? Dead animals? It's not 1045?
I think it's still 10:45.
1045.
I think it's
See
still
there?
10:45.
Here, look over here. Got it? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have one more. Everyone, host families needed. A delegation of dignitaries and middle school students from Miyazaki will visit Waukegan as part of our ongoing cultural and educational exchange starting on August the 17th. We are currently seeking local host families to welcome these visiting students and help create meaningful, lasting connections. If you're interested, please call 847-599-2525. Again, 847-599-2525. That's our sister city, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's it for right now. With these accomplishments, we'll be able to have a, here it is, I'm sorry, it is. Together, these accomplishments, programs, and initiatives reflects Waukegan's ongoing effort to rebuild into a safer, healthier, and more caring community. So thank you very much. Last but not least, we have a PSA. I think it's out, correct, Sam? I have it out already. RFQ for Lot B. There is a severe housing shortage in Lake County. Waukegan, Illinois is ready to fill that need. Stay right there. More housing will welcome new, young residents and expand our tax base. Tracy Cross is a reputable firm who specializes in housing studies like these. They demand that the potential to successfully introduce new housing in downtown Waukegan is strong. City has cut red tape and made it easier to build what the Waukegan community, Waukegan wants to see built. Developers will submit their qualifications to the city and will make a selection in spring of 2026. Once you help them out with the RFQ that's coming in for Lot B And for those who know what Lot B is directly east of the library. And the open lot by the library, that's what we call Lot B. Talk about RFQ a little bit, Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Cunningham. Well said. You may know the city of Waukegan just put out that request for qualifications. That's the first step in getting a building built on that city-owned site, something that's been in plans for a while. You all know there's a housing shortage in Lake County. You all know that Waukegan has a role to play in addressing that shortage. But one of the things we did as a part of developing this RFQ is we commissioned a housing study to show on paper that Waukegan can support a development here. And I am going to welcome Eric up to the podium. He and Tracy Cross Associates are who we hired to do this study. And we hope to share the findings of that study here with you today. Eric?
And that's a great segue for 2A.
All right. Well, I'm going to be talking about housing, not nearly as exciting as the recognition for Delilah and the animal shelter, but it is good news for Waukegan from where we stand. A little bit about our firm. Tracy Cross and Associates, we're based in Schaumburg, Illinois. We are residential real estate consultants and market analysts. We do housing studies throughout the country, primarily in the greater Chicagoland area and the Midwest, but we work around the country. We've been in business since 1980. I started in '89 as a research analyst, and now I'm the president of the company. I've been with the company my entire career. And so, you know, we're housing economists first and foremost, but what I think I really enjoy about what we do is we come off of the numbers to really introduce what should be done to be successful. So if, who's working the slides? Yeah. So if you could go to the next one. One of our primary assignments with the City of Waukegan and downtown area housing study was to determine the overall demand potential for a mid to higher density market rate rental apartment community on Lot B, or 131 North County Street, as its formal address is, and to determine what that demand potential was, and then to provide recommendations to help guide the RFQ and any developer interest on really what should and could be done there to maximize its marketability, okay? Next slide. Just to give everybody a perspective, here's the property. I know we mentioned it, but just to give you an idea of exactly where it is, just east of here, a block, and you could go to the next slide. I'm gonna summarize our findings. We did a full report. I think you all have a copy of it, whether you've gotten into it or not. But I'd like to summarize our findings and get to the salient points and then open it up for questions. First of all, the rental housing market in both the northern Lake County market area and Waukegan is significantly undersupplied. Vacancies are extremely, extremely tight. If you could go to the next slide. Just to give you an idea, in an audit of everything developed in northern Lake County, including Waukegan, pretty much focusing on developments of scale constructed in the last 25 years, northern Lake County has a 0.7% vacancy rate, and the city of Waukegan is at 0.3 among that group of what we would call Class A, B product, market rate product. To give you an idea, a 5 to 6% vacancy factor typically represents a balanced market because it allows for turnover and movement from people in and out of a community and some fluidity in the marketplace. And when you start to see this tight of a vacancy under 1%, you know there is a supply issue. If you could go back one slide, go back one. Okay. Now, in the last 5 years, I think what we have to put in perspective is that northern Lake County, which includes this whole area, includes Waukegan, is probably behind the 8 ball by 10 to 15 years compared to other suburban areas around the entire Chicago region. I think the supply side constraints in this market are the worst in the entire region. And what I mean by that is in the last 5 years, we've seen some activity in this in terms of market rate rental product. About 650 units have entered the market, but the majority of that has been west of 94. The only development in 5 years to enter this market, or more than that, on the east side, is the recent Gurney Glen community that's just started its absorption, its lease-up period. Then, if you look at the period from 2006 to 2015, there was 0 done in northern Lake County. Except for some remodels of small one-off developments, nothing of scale, no market rate apartment community of scale when the rest of the region was introducing this product. And the reason that's important is because Northern Lake County has 43,000 renter households, and there's a shift in tenure every year and has been since the great for-sale housing recession of 2005, slightly moving to more renter households by choice, by necessity, or whatever. And so you get that on top of positive population and household growth in a tight market, and you have, the supply side gets exacerbated. Fueling the demand in this market, you got a severely aging housing stock. You've got a sizable economic base, and you've got positive household growth, strong demographic profiles, and household income support, and there's, again, very limited competitive substitution. Overall, Northern Lake County could absorb a minimum of 1,375 new market rate rental apartments over the next 5 years, and up to 2,000 units over that period if enough supply was brought to market. And that increase or that upside potential is really related to the pent-up demand that is existing. And just to give you an idea of what's truly occurring out there is that there is spillover from northern Lake County to south central Lake County, and more importantly, to Kenosha County to the north. In our work in Kenosha County, and where 15 new communities have been introduced in the last 10 years, totaling over 3,000 units, you look at some of these developments have 35 to 40% of their residents working in northern Lake County, but the lack of new construction rental supply is forcing them to go elsewhere. Those rents are more competitive than if you get into the south central Lake County area, and certainly the North Shore, where rents are much higher, but there is spillover for higher income households down to those areas as well. And the reason is simply because there's no supply locally. I mentioned Gurney Glen. The typical new apartment community in suburban Chicago, of scale, say 100 units or more, absorbs between 10 and 15 units a month, okay, if it's, positioned where it should be in the market. Gurney Glen, as being one of the few to be introduced in northern Lake County, is upwards of 20 a month right now, right out of the gates, simply because there's been no supply. And they will absorb quickly as fast as they can build them. And, all of this really leading to a significant opportunity for Waukegan on this particular property to take advantage of a market where, and I think our study will help with the RFQ in terms of showing a potential developer or builder partner how strong the demand is. And what's truly going to happen is demand's going to continue to exceed supply. When we did the study, which was done in May, you've got this demand of possibly 2,000 units, yet less than 400 units were in the pipeline throughout all of northern Lake County. There's just not enough supply there. If we could go to the next slide. One more. So in there, what we did was looking very closely at household incomes, looking at competitive substitution, what does exist, looking at what people from Waukegan and northern Lake County who are living in southeastern Wisconsin are paying, et cetera. We provided a very detailed product script for what this property should be, under the assumption it'll be about 5 or 6 stories, and roughly 100 units, although the upside, if you can do it for the number of units there, it does exist. But this is a very, very logical and continuum of plans. The mix aligns with renter profiles, it aligns with competitive, and it creates rents that range anywhere from basically $1,200 up to $2,700 a month, which is really targeting the renter households earning, which is typical for market rate, between $50,000 and $124,000 a year. In Northern Lake County, that income break is the deepest out of anything below it in terms of each increment, okay? Each $25,000 increment, that is the deepest, that's where the threshold of market rate rental housing is. In that range in Northern Lake County, there's 54,000 total households there, 10,000 of which are 35 years of age or younger, which will be a primary profile for an urban-oriented multifamily development. And surprisingly, out of that 10,000 under the age of 35, which is a very, very typical profile for a rental product in an urban area, 3,000 are in Waukegan, earning $50,000 to $125,000 under the age of 35. And they have no product to choose from, zero. They have nothing new to choose from in this area, especially, those that are renters. So if you could go to the next slide. This development, if you can meet the criteria that's been outlined, and the rents are appropriate for the incomes of market rate in this marketplace. They're a couple notches below what the North Shore is, a notch below what South Central Lake County is, equal to new product in Northern Lake County, even though it's limited, and closer to like the newest developments in Kenosha. So we've aligned you properly, but this development, once, it'll absorb at least 10 units a month, be completely full in less than 12 months, and certainly there's the opportunity, I know you're starting, you gotta start somewhere, but there's the opportunity to do 2 or 3 of these simultaneously. You look up the coast in downtown Kenosha, downtown Racine. We did a study for Sheboygan. It's a similar, had a similar situation, but just go back 10 years of having no new product in its downtown area. It's got water orientation, it's got some industrial heritage to it, et cetera, and they had no product. So the city of Sheboygan hired us, and we told them, do whatever you can to bring the product there. They are on their 6th market rate development. All of them are 100% occupied and over the last 10 years, and it really was a very similar situation to what we're seeing here in Sheboygan County, and that's a, if you ever want to look at, it's a good municipality to reach out to see what they did downtown. And their developments were all, given limited redevelopment sites. You don't have this massive amount of land where you can do something really large in scale. So it's a lot of 80, 90, 120, 130 unit buildings that they could do on some of their redevelopment sites. But it just is a testament to what can be done. And, in Waukegan, the demographic and income support is there. The developments we surveyed downtown were 100% occupied with waiting lists. There's nothing in downtown Waukegan that's new or newer. Again, with the exception of things that have been refurbished, and those are renting for $2 a foot. But market rate developments that are older stock, all 100% occupied. So anyway, you can read the report. I don't want to go on any further, but I'm happy to open up to any questions about our study, or if you have any questions in general, okay?
Okay, well, thank you very much. Any questions from the Alderman? Alderman Florian.
Thank you. That was very insightful. I just have 2 quick questions. Did you look at anything relating to parking with this at all? I don't think eventually we'll have a parking issue because I think cars are going to be different eventually, I hope. But currently, I think there would be some people that think, oh, you can't build on that parking lot because now you're taking away the parking that exists there, plus now you're creating 100 units that need parking. Did you look at any of that as part of your study?
Well, we didn't, we don't look at the parking that is going away, because we're looking at the site and it's being told us, just look at this as a vacant piece of property. So that's how we looked at it. However, we know there'll be structured parking as a part of that building for the residential component and the possible commercial component on the first floor. That will be incorporated into the building. So that was part of our study, but not what's being taken away. That's for others to, you know, determine the impact of that. We're just looking at what's the market potential on this site. It could have been just a demolished building or something, doesn't matter.
Okay, so you're saying it should be either underground or like on the second or third floor or something like that?
Exactly. If you cannot go below grade, or the way, you've got a little topography there as it goes to the east, so you certainly could probably do maybe 1.5 in, out, et cetera, of parking. And, you know, given the market dictating a higher component of 1-bedroom or studio 1-bedroom, a bigger percentage of that, and knowing that you have an urban environment, you don't, it's not like you need 2-to-1 parking, or you don't even need 1.5-to-1. So you've got the ability, based on the likely number of cars, to be less than that, and for the developer to have some flexibility with above and below grade.
Excellent. So my second question, and I don't quite know how to phrase this. So Airbnbs are kind of a newer thing over, the last 10 years, let's say. So based on your study, and the fact that we have a housing shortage, going forward, should we try to, as a council, and I don't know if you'll even comment on this, but I'm hoping you will, should we as a council make ordinances that are more favorable to encourage more Airbnbs, or to try to limit the number because of our housing shortage?
You know, we didn't study that market, okay? That's a different market. That's more aligned between the rental market and the lodging market, so in accommodation. So I don't know the depth of market there, but what I can tell you, for conventional multifamily Class A market rate housing, there is a tremendous demand here. Okay, and so the Airbnb, that's a whole different study to see what the demand is, and that's dependent upon a lot of things as it relates to the business climate, the entertainment climate down, things that might change with Waukegan connecting the lakefront to downtown in the future, things that are being talked about. But I wish I had a better answer, but we didn't study it. Yeah.
Right, but in general, wouldn't you say that more Airbnbs would exacerbate the housing shortage?
Would hurt the housing?
Exacerbate it, make it worse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, meaning, well, it wouldn't make it worse if it was new construction necessarily. It wouldn't help it. But if Airbnb was promoted on refurbishment and new, then yes, it certainly would. It would tighten the resale sector of the market. It certainly would.
Thank you very much.
Yep, my pleasure. Yes.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I appreciate your giving opportunity to Waukegan to expand housing and to address the housing shortage. But I noticed on your diagram, knowing that you're trying to target certain income brackets, I want to know, will your development give any opportunity to some subsidized apartments for those that have lesser income?
Yeah, so again, that's a different study for affordable housing. This study was for conventional housing on this site, okay, for a developer to do market rate housing. So hitting the under $50,000 is, there certainly is a representation of households in both Waukegan and Northern Lake County at that level, and I would just tell you that the housing shortage is not insular to market rate multifamily. It's in the for sale sector, it's in the affordable sector, it's all throughout. So our study, though, focused solely on a market rate apartment opportunity here and how to best get that lot to do that. But there's also other things in the study about for sale product, et cetera, but it wasn't looking at, the study didn't look at the subsidized sector, okay?
Thank you.
If I may.
Alderman Guzman.
Okay, you looked at these numbers and what amenities will be going on with these apartments, because the way I look at it is between, what is it, $1,200 and $2,700?
Yeah.
So why would you not just buy a house at that point?
Because there's people who just don't want to buy a house, period. They're
is
not
true.
in that lifestyle, and really at those rent levels, you've got a very competitive rent position compared to others around you. Equal to similar situations and lower than others to the south, so, well below. The amenities are contained in the study. I didn't put it up here, but if you're talking about community amenities for the residents,
Correct.
they are, just always remember, that's proportionate to the number of units you have, but they are contained in the study, exactly what needs to be. There's a fitness center that'll be part of it, there's a community room with certain things, there's things that will be part of this that help solidify the competitiveness of this development in the larger market.
And that is the teaser right there, the apple that you're going to bring people in to not just pay $2,700 or $1,500 or whatever it is that you're going to pay. You're actually getting something more. You're getting a fitness center. You're
Correct.
getting a computer room or
Yeah.
whatever.
And there are just people who do not want to purchase home. There's a for sale sector of the market as well. Don't get me wrong, that's out there. But there are individuals with the incomes and the desire to rent for a project like this.
What you mean, as a homeowner, I'm looking twice, maybe
Yeah.
becoming a renter.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, I have a quick question. I'm all for it. I think this is a great for the city. But my question is, how are you attracting people to want to buy? Because it happens a lot. Downtown Waukegan, we build a pretty building and then it's just empty for a while, 3 or 4 years, without occupancy. How are you marketing it to the general public to get people to come to Waukegan? Or, what happens what happens if those apartments don't get rent? Then we have another empty building there. So I'm just curious to know, how are you going to market it to make
Are
sure?
you saying there has been a situation where there's been an empty building?
Well, there's been a couple buildings that were built that there was proposed to have in the corner a steak restaurant, and then it sat dormant for 2 years. Now it's the juice bar. And there's another one.
That
right
commercial
across.
space though? Or?
Yeah, that was commercial. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but same thing though.
I cannot think of a single instance in the Midwest in a similar situation. We look at case study analyses where a development position like this, where demand is so strong, it's not going to sit empty at all.
And I don't
It'll
wanna
be absorbed before it's completed.
And I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but in
Yeah.
order for me to invest $189,000 in a property, then it's got to be attractive for me to come downtown, make sure there's
Yeah.
business, there's interest, there's things to do there, restaurants and stuff. So my main focus again is just, we build it, I'm all for it, but
Yeah.
I just hope that it all gets occupied
Right.
and doesn't
Well,
sit there.
it will get occupied, and there's a couple things also to consider in that regard. Number one, it's of a reasonable size to start with. And it's chicken and the egg type of thing. To induce more commercial development, you've got to get more people and housing downtown. Okay, so this is a good start, and this is usually how it gets kicked off, okay, with a development like this. But there is such a supply constraint that even if there was only 2 restaurants down here, and there's more than that, these people need market rate housing, and they would live here, there's enough ancillary support in the city of Waukegan currently for this project. And we know this is kind of a catalytic type of development that should hopefully kick off future commercial development when they see, this happening, and especially if you get a second one right on its heels, okay?
We got one more question. Okay, one more question by Alderman Turner. Alderman Turner,
Thank
and
you,
then we'll
Mayor.
close out. Thank you.
So you reference the project and developments and such. Is this a study in preparation for the solicitation of a developer, or are you a developer and you're going to build a project?
No, I'm a very unbiased and objective
All right, that's what I
third
thought.
party.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then we
My
started.
study
yeah.
is our study is to inform you, number one, and number two, for the study to be used if you have a developer builder interested to look at the data and the recommendation that say, okay, this is great. We understand it, we got it, we're gonna run our own numbers now and take a look at what we do and how it fits into what's been recommended.
All right, great. And that's what I thought you were here
Yeah,
for. Right?
nope, I
So,
have no
now-
interest other
now,
than giving you just a very objective study.
I get it. Thank you. So now I'm going to say some things. You don't know me, but the audience, these folks know me. They know how I do. All right. So here's what I got for you. So why, and this is for the mayor and the council, why are we doing a study on a piece of property? The study that you've done, it seems would be more appropriate for a developer to do a market study of a property that he or she might be interested in developing.
Yeah.
I don't see the value to the city of Waukegan to do such a study. It's great information. I just don't
Yeah,
see.
well, you're
just
asking me that question?
No. I'm
Okay.
making a statement. I'm not asking questions.
I kind of have an idea, though, of why we were hired.
I do too.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
I think.
So I think if I were going to do a study, I want to know what is the market rate value of the lot. That's what we need to know, because we're going to sell it. We're not going to give it away, and we're not going to build on it. We, the city, is not going to develop a product or So I would think we want to know how much can we get for that piece of property.
Right.
But I do appreciate your study. It's very interesting. I listened, and I think it's
In
it's
other
of-
instances-
it's of value. It's of interest value, but I don't think it's has any real value for us. Thank you.
So others in similar situations, communities that don't have builders and developers beating down their door, they do studies like this to help induce that participation. Okay, that's the importance of it. The information in our study is then therefore transferable to a land and real estate appraiser to determine the value of that property, because the end value, rents applied to a cap rate and the development costs, et cetera, will give you that. This is the first step in determining that, okay?
I get that. I just think it's for the developer to get that, not us. But thank
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much for the information.
Yeah.
Certainly, we'll utilize that information as we move through our development process, not just with this one, but several properties that
Exactly.
in our downtown.
There's more in the report than just this. slide.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
it just doesn't pertain to one.
All right.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Alderman, for your input. Next on the item is item 3A, audience time. Madam Clerk.
Oh, no. Go back up. There's, 2B. 2B, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, I probably. Oh, there was a market. Okay, there. So, a motion to approve as presented in the ordinance reaffirming the standing committees of the City Council and the setting 2025 committee assignments.
The motion.
Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Bolton, Felix. Are there any questions to the motion? Alderman Florin, there's a question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So, my main concern with this is we are putting an alderman in as a chairman who refuses to let aldermen ask questions during the committee if they are not on the committee. And I have a problem with that.
If I may. Mayor.
Alderman, let me say this, and I think we have, some of these questions can be ironed out with us as opposed to an audience. Let us handle those. These are alderman to alderman questions. We're going to have.
Well, then I'm going to hold it over if you don't let me get an answer in public. I'm going to ask to hold it over. So that's the choice.
What is your public, I'm sorry, ma'am, but what answer are you looking for?
I'm looking for you to say that's not appropriate and that every alderman up here is duly elected, represents their ward, and deserves to be able to ask a question in committee, which most of us do, most of the chairmen have done, but there's one person who you've now appointed a chair who refuses to let aldermen who are not on the committee ask a question.
She's talking about me. Can I
All
answer,
right,
please?
let me, Alderman, one, I'm gonna give Alderman Turner, not give, Alderman Turner to allow to respond, but let me just give you my opinion of that. We, as aldermen and as mayor, give each other courtesy. We've always, and under my experience, being upon city council, now being mayor, there's a courtesy that we give. Typically, if a person wants to answer or ask a question during the committee time, as he or she sits in the audience, they can do that. Sometimes aldermen come into the dais, and then the chairman, the particular chairman says, hey, I know you're not on this committee, but I see that you have a question. The question is then asked. I don't know what has been going on in the last 4 years. I just know what I'm used to over the last 20 years of my political career up here. And I expect for all of us to have the same type of courtesy, whether it be for Alderman Turner, Alderman Florian, et cetera. Even for me. That's who we are and what we are. I don't know if we need to sit here and debate, well, you're going to do this or you're going to do that. I think that is something that we just naturally do. And if it's not being done, then we address that appropriately. Now, with that being said, let's give Alderman Turner a chance to respond to your question, and then we'll go from there, ma'am. Alderman Turner, you have a question or a response, I'm assuming?
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. Alderman Florian has brought this up and talked with me about it directly several times. And so, folks, I want you, Mayor, I want you to understand my position on this. Each committee is a subcommittee of the council. Right? So the mayor appoints a chair to manage that committee and members of that committee. If you want a committee where all of the aldermen are part of the committee, we have a vehicle for that. It's called Committee of the Whole. Or the mayor could appoint all of the aldermen to each committee. It's not efficient to have a discussion of anyone who wants to participate can participate in the committee discussion. That's not what committees are for. Yes, sir, as a courtesy, a chairman may say, well, sure, Alderman Florian, in this case, I'll allow you to speak. But it should not be a commonality. It should not be a function of that committee to hear the commentary and drag out committee discussion because one alderman has got to say something. We have limited time for a committee. Some committees they have 15 minutes. But Alderman so-and-so wants to say something, has to make a long diatribe, and it's not appropriate. You assign a chairman to manage and run the committee, and it should be up to that chairman to conduct that committee as he or she sees fit, including you, as you manage this council. You're the chairman, right? So if I'm a chair of a committee, and I don't want to allow every frickin' alderman to speak during committee. You can speak at audience time, certainly. But you're not entitled to participate in a committee to which you are not assigned. If I'm a chairman, I'll make those decisions. Thank you.
Tell you what we're going to do today, everybody, because there seems to be some disagreements on how some committees are ran, and I don't think we need to really talk about this. Let us come together. I'm going to hold this over for, I'm going to tell you, it's my first time in 23 years I've ever heard of this, but it is what it is. We'll hold this over next week. We'll have everybody have a chit-chat so we can get it through. These are chairs. I will say this to you, though. As a part of our fiduciary responsibility as leaders of this community, if we don't show dignity and respect, how do we expect for others to do that in our community? That's the first thing. Second, Second, if an individual in the audience, whether it be an alderman or non-alderman, chooses to ask a question, then as that chair of that committee, we're expected to answer those. If not, those answers, aldermen, all, will be given to you by me. That I assure you. Thank you. We'll hold this off. Hold this one off, please.
Here?
Yes. Alderman Felix?
If I can ask,
Sure.
because I think we're going to come to the same we're going to come to the point where, Alderman Turner, why not just allow someone to ask a question in our committee? I don't, in this, I'm ready to work. I want to get to work. I want to get things done. I don't want to wait another 2 weeks. I'm asking if we can just push this forward.
All right. There is a motion and a second on the floor. There's also a holdover.
Are you willing to withdraw your holdover?
Ma'am?
No.
Ma'am?
Not until he says he's going to allow any alderman, including me, to ask a question during his committee.
Alderman.
It's not about
Man,
saving
you know,
time.
Alderman,
you know,
Ald-
there's one way to get me not to say something. is
Alderman,
to demand
Alderman,
that I say
thank
it.
you.
You don't put words
Alderman.
in my mouth. I'm not going to.
Alderman Turner, please, no problem. You know, we're going to stay on this parliamentary. There is a holdover. Typically, as a courtesy, I'm giving you what I was used to. As a courtesy, we move to hold over. However, there's also a motion and a second on the floor, and an alderman is asking for us to move forward. Then with that being said, then there needs to be a motion to override to hold over. Is there a motion to do that?
I'll make the motion to override.
I'll second it.
There's a motion by Alderman Turner, a second by Alderman Felix, to override the courtesy motion of request of Alderman Florian's holdover. All right. The question is, I vote is to move forward on the standing committees as a holdover. That's the question. Ask the motion on the floor.
Mayor, I'll just withdraw my holdover rather
Thank
than
you.
give them the pleasure of voting to override me.
Thank you, Alderman Florian.
Thank you.
The request to withdraw the holdover has been removed. Now we're back to the original motion, and there was a motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Felix, to move for the standing committees. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
No.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman. Guzman.
I'm going to go ahead and go aye, but I think Alderman Florence holdover should have stood.
I'm sorry, sir, what's
You
your
got to
vote?
speak up and speak into the mic.
He said aye.
I said aye, but I thought we should have respected Alderman Florence and let the holdover stand. But I'll go with aye.
Alderman Martinez. Aye. Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Alderman Florian, I know you were floored by that, but it's okay. That's what the spirit of this is all about. Thank you. With that being said, item
Now I think it's public.
3A is audience time.
Audience time.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you. I am going to call the first 5 people to go ahead, come up to the podium, line up. You have 3 minutes, and that will be the first 5, Amy Bracamonte, Elizabeth Marrero, Deborah Jordan, Miriam Algueta, and Tyrone Harris. Let me get my timer up, though. You have 3 minutes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mayor Sam and aldermans and everyone else, the audience. Just want to let you know, my name is Amy Bracamontes. I am the executive assistant with the City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce. I'm excited to take a few moments to share with you the incredible value that the Chamber offers for our local businesses community. Over the past 6 months, we have we have proudly welcomed over 40 new business members and new nonprofit organizations into our membership. And many of these businesses and organizations, we have already had the opportunity to be part of their grand openings or their ribbon cutting ceremonies. Did you know that the Chamber is not just only about gaining access to networkers' opportunities and valued resource? It's about supporting the entire businesses, team's growth, development, and our Waukegan community. We are committed to helping businesses to their visibility, to attract new customers, and expand their business through our events and community programs. The Chamber's mission in the root is in the belief that when many come together, we can create a more vibrant, diverse, and prosperous Waukegan. We aim to foster connections, encourage partnership, and serve as a driven force for growth. Finally, I want to invite everyone for our upcoming event, that is the Wake Up Breakfast for Waukegan, which is scheduled on August 12th. We will be announcing who the speakers will be in the next few days, so please follow us on Facebook and stay tuned. Thank you for your time. I look forward to connecting with everyone, and I encourage you to consider how the Chamber can support businesses' journeys here in Waukegan and our surrounding communities. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Elizabeth Marrero?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Marrero. I'm here to speak on behalf of Juntos, which is a not-for-profit organization in Waukegan. And I'm here just to invite everyone. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing our scholarship award ceremony, where we're going to be giving out 3 scholarships to 3 Waukegan students. And I want to see, hopefully we can see some of you guys there. It will be at the Waukegan School District at 7 o'clock in the new building. Just to celebrate their hard work, achievement, and to, see what we're doing in the community as well. Just a reminder, we got the money from last year's parade, where we did the Viva la Independencia parade. This year, we're also going to be organizing the parade on September 14. It will be on Washington and Buttrick, all the way to County Street. So we also invite everyone who would like to participate, volunteer, business, to please join us. This year we will be doing something different, a cancer fund to help some cancer patients be able to pay some of the out-of-cost expenses. So we're going to use a percentage of the parade to go to that. So we will be working on that obviously after the parade. But if you have any questions, again, we're looking always for volunteers, so anyone who would like to join us, organization, business, please reach out to us. We always welcoming the help. You can reach us out at 224-469-7351 or our website. Registrations is not open, which is Juntos, I'm going to spell it JUNTOZ like zebra, NFB.com. Thank you, everyone. You have a good night.
Thank you. Ms. Deborah Jordan?
Good evening, Waukegan. My name is Deborah Jordan. Before I go into my remarks, I just want to pray that the dysfunction and lack of courtesy and respect amongst our council members are resolved under our new leadership. It is an embarrassment to the residents of the city. Tonight's agenda is proposing raising liquor licenses up to 175. I urge the council not to approve this increase. We have more liquor licenses in our city than some organizations have employees. Increasing this number even further will only compound the problem, potentially leading to unintended consequences within our neighborhoods and business districts. Instead of focusing on quantity, perhaps we should consider the quality and impact of existing establishments, and additional licenses generally serve the broader interest of our city. Those licenses may inadvertently prioritize short-term economic interest over our long-term social health. When we evaluate our priorities, we must ask, are we cultivating an environment that uplifts families, encourages safe public spaces, and invests in the future well-being of our young people? Also, adding more liquor establishment risks sending the wrong message about our values and visions as a community. Thoughtful leadership should demand that we not only address current business demands, but also anticipate the broader implications for public health, youth development, and quality of life. Instead of adding more licenses, let's focus on supporting responsible retailers, championing programs that prevent substance abuse, and investing in initiatives that enrich and not endanger our neighborhoods. Waukegan calls itself the city of progress, but I'd like to know what data or criteria is being used to measure that progress. Perhaps we should prioritize community needs like access to fresh food, family-friendly spaces, proper health care, economic opportunities that uplift every neighborhood. By maintaining a thoughtful balance, we can ensure that businesses thrive without compromising the unique character and safety of Waukegan. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Miriam Argueta? Miriam Argueta? I think she left. Miriam Argueta? All right, Mr. Tyrone Harris, please.
Good evening, Alderman Cunningham, council folks. First of all, I appreciate being invited to speak to everyone. My name is Tyrone Harris, and just to give you a brief background on myself, I'm from Waukegan, born and raised. My family was part of the Great Migration. We started out here in Market Street and kind of dispersed throughout the city. One of the things that my folks taught me was give back. If you're going to complain, you got to roll your sleeves up and help out. Over the past 10 years, my family have donated over 25,000 backpacks with supplies to Waukegan schools and schools in the Virgin Islands. And for some reason, I have a passion on sustainability. When I was in college and graduate school, I did my master's thesis on Market Street and hazmat sites and things like that. And one of the roles I try to do is lead by example. Cleaning up the beach, cleaning up areas, because when people see that and you do it in a positive manner, you get them wanting to join it. So one of the areas that I have looked at, and a lot of others have, but it's cleaning up Market Street. When you go down to that beach and you turn on Market Street and it doesn't look like it should look, it's very hurtful. I've been cleaning up Market Street by myself for the past 15 years. But as moving into this year, we wanted to get more official. So I would get in contact with Alderwoman Bolton, excuse me, don't beat me up. And we went down there and did some cleaning, and in partner with the city of Waukegan, my family is going to adopt Market Street, and it's going to be called Market Street Cleanup Crew. And again, I want to thank Alderman Bolton. I want to thank the mayor for pointing me in that direction. We're not asking for no money, okay? What we will be looking for is volunteers. I know the good Alderwoman will be putting that out for the public to join, because we want to lead by example. When folks see us cleaning up that Market Street, other streets that might need to get cleaned up, you get volunteers. Volunteers to help clean the parks, volunteers to help clean the beach. Because I, again, was born in Market Street. I actually live in Gurnee now, but this is my town. This is our town. And I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure every day I give it my all. And again, Alderman Bolton, we were down on Market Street about a week ago, and her motor don't stop. She outpicked garbage than I did, and I'm kind of competitive.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Okay, again,
Thank you.
This is the Market Street Cleanup Crew.
Thank you. Very refreshing. The final four, Rayon Edwards, Clyde McLemore, Wygenia Briscoe, and Brother Blanks. Mr. Rayon, please.
Good evening, community, council, and mayor. My name is Rayon Edwards, a lifelong resident of the city of Waukegan. Let me begin by saying I hope I can get all of you guys' support. I placed 2 flyers in front of most of you guys, and I'll be reaching out. But I want to ask a question tonight. How can we consider or even call Waukegan the city of progress? Before I say my comments, as a young man that grew up in a household full of alcohol, knowing what it's done to my community, my family, I can't imagine that it's a soul in here that haven't went through it. Alcohol, even in every AA meetings, tell them that it is the #1 drug in the United States of America. Waukegan is one of 52 cities and municipalities in Lake County. It is the largest city in the county and the seat of the county. Unfortunately, due to a history of bad politics, shady business, and a lack of urban development, it has become the dumping grounds for everything that other cities benefit from but do not want in their cities. Do you all realize that the average person in the city makes under $40,000 a year, and over 15% of our residents live in poverty? When you do the research, that's almost 2 to 4% less, more than the average. Despite this, which many may not have even knew the data, you are or were set to pre-approve over 20 liquor licenses, on top of the 131 I thought that we had, but I was told tonight it's 151. Then to do it without having to bring it in front of the people that we've elected to speak and advocate on our behalf. We have voted to make Waukegan the place to house over 300 pad residents. We've made it a place to build a casino no other city wants, on top of the video gaming machines we have in over 75 facilities in Waukegan. Side note, last check, they take in about $10 to $15 million potentially a month from the residents of Waukegan. We've made it a place to have the county's mental health patients, a service and much needed that other cities need but refuse to have in their city. Then the entire county need a jail, yet we have it here in Waukegan because they don't want it in their cities. The entire county wanted a Planned Parenthood for abortions, but not in the cities. So you all voted to have it in Waukegan. Because of all of this, white flight has occurred over the past 20 years. Because of all this, middle-class families of all races have elected to avoid Waukegan. Because of this, our district, which is the largest in the country, one of the poorest performing districts in the state. This isn't a destination city unless you are a drug dealer, cartel, money laundering politician who politically motivate and trying to make more money,
Mr. Clyde
a cop
McLemore,
who doesn't
you're
care,
next.
or a teacher who doesn't give a damn.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Clyde McLemore.
Good evening, Council. I'm Clyde McLemore, Executive Director for Black Lives Matter and also a business owner here in Waukegan. And I want to first thank Mr. Garland because the block that I bought a building on, there's a lot of garbage out there. I heard the brother talk about cleaning up Market Street, but I'm over in the 1st District. I've been calling you, Alderman Bolden, but I can't never get you. You know, you called me back one time, but we playing phone tag. All right, but it's been really bad over here because I called Steve Lynn, the building, because I was pretty pissed off. I'm pulling up on the block. There's mattresses out there. There's desks out there. There was all kind of stuff out there. So I called, and I was out of town. When I got back to town, everything was cleaned up. I just saw Mr. Garland tonight. Today I rode down the block, it's another couch and mattress and things. I don't know what to do. I'm not faulting it, I'm not faulting nobody. I'm just saying, I'm on the block now. I want to keep the block clean and everything. I don't know what to do. If any of you aldermen got some suggestions, some citizens got some suggestions, I just bought a building. I want to keep my property clean, you know? So I just wanted to say that. Now, I don't fault nobody, but Mr. Garlic keep running over there cleaning up every week and everything. I mean, this is a weekly thing. Before I leave, I just want to say I was here last council meeting, and I'm going to say it again. Don't forget about the Black Business Expo. This is invited to everybody to come out. We're giving away full backpacks. This will be held on August 23rd. It will be at Bertrand Bowling Alley. This will be our 4th one, but this year we're giving away full backpacks, and we'll have jumping houses, bring the kids. We're going to have free bowling, and come out and enjoy yourself. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Wygenia Briscoe, please.
1 to 5.
Good evening. My first comment is directed to the council, the lawyer. I had emailed the lawyer. There was an article that was written on May 23rd about the parade organizer accuses alderman of intimidation. There was a young lady that came to the podium, accused Felix for intimidation. I would like to know as a resident, what is the policy? What's next? Was it something unethical that was done at that time? I think as a community, we need to know what happened with that. I would like to know, is there a policy, is there a procedure? What is the next step? I'm not gonna let this one go to the wayside. I wanna know, and I'm sure the community wants to know, for any alderman that this happens to, what happens next? So someone could get back, let the community know. If I'm not here, I'm watching the council meeting, so get back with us so that we'll know what happened with that. Also, a while ago, there was a lot of discussion behind 200 Jillian Street. Haven't heard anything about 200 Jillian Street in a long, long time. Last we heard, the elevators were broken. What's happening there at 200 Jillian? I want an update on that one. I was going to talk about the liquor license, but I watched the finance committee and I saw that that was held over, so I'm not going to talk about the liquor license right now, but when that does come back to committee, I'll be back to give my opinions and my thoughts about that. You know, I know Ray comes up a lot of times and reminds the committee here that you guys were voted in by us. You have a responsibility for us as the residents, and we're going to hold you accountable for that. And then before I leave, I just want to thank my alderman, Juan. He's doing a great job in the 3rd Ward. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Brother Blanks.
Brother Blanks, founder and chief president, Black Abolition Movement for the Mind, located on 801 McAllister Avenue on the 1st Ward, affectionately known as the Set. And so we're going to be having and pioneering on the South Side what is considered as the Taste of Africa. It has never been done here in the Lake County area that I'm aware of. And so what we're going to have different people coming from various parts of the continent that is on the committee. On our committee, we have some people that are from the Cameroon, the Congo, Nigeria, South Africa, and so on and so forth. So they are helping to pull this together. This is going to be on August the 16th from noon to 7 p.m. So I want to make everybody aware of that, make the city.
Repeat that date again?
Yes, sir. That'll be August the 16th, and from 12 to 7 p.m. That's a taste of Africa. You can come out and get you a taste of some good African cuisine as well as experience the culture. Which brings me to this, and I have to remind you guys, because we're going to have people coming from all over the county and maybe from different parts of the motherland to come to our 1st Ward for the very first time. And I have to remind you all that, and Mayor, this was not this didn't transpire under your administration. But I have to remind everybody that our McAllister Avenue, affectionately known as the Set, it is at this particular point in time, it is the worst finished asphalt paving avenue in the county, in the city, and maybe even the state. If somebody can bring me some pictures to show me something differently, please do. But that needs to be corrected. We was assured, now you wasn't here, but I talked to our alder lady, and she assured us, as well as the previous administration, that would be corrected this year. So we got different people coming to our ward. It should be represented at its very best. And considering it's the first ward, it should not be the last when it comes to progress. It's the first ward. The South Side shouldn't have to be last when it comes to progress and getting our streets paved. I won't even begin to mention Oak Street at this particular point in time, but let's focus on what we was told about our South Avenue, or I should say McAllister Avenue. So let's get that done. And you all come on out and enjoy some African cuisine at the Taste of Africa. Thank you for your time and your attention.
Brother Blanks, could you give me the address? Because I'd love to taste African food.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, the address is going to be right there on the corner. We have a block. It's going to be a block party right there at the corner of 8th Avenue and McAllister.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Blanks. Mayor, that concludes the audience portion.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Item 4. Consent agenda items. Under consent agenda items considered routine and non-controversial will be approved by one motion. If any one board member wishes to have a separate vote on any item, it will be pulled from the consent agenda and voted on separately.
Mayor, this is all going to be omnibus, correct?
I'm sorry?
It's all going to be omnibus, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Unless we want something else. So,
And Mayor, since it's all been read in committee tonight, can we avoid reading it all again?
believe me, I'm the one got to read them, yes. So, hold on, make sure, when is it legally, it has to be read?
Yeah, in this meeting.
It has to be read in this meeting, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. But I might be asking some of you to help. So I'm going to read them. After I read them, if anyone you want to be taken out, then so be it. I have to read them first, then the motion, correct? I need to read, then the motion. All right, everyone, please stand by. It's a pretty long list. Here we go. Item 4A, motion to approve regular meeting minutes from Monday, July 7, 2025. 4B, motion to approve closed executive session meeting minutes from regular city council meeting on Monday, July 7, 2025. Item C, resolution authorizing approval and execution of an agreement and settlement and release of all claims by between the City of Waukegan and Waukegan Potawatomi Casino LLC. Item D, a resolution authorizing approving the purchase of personal protective equipment from W.S. Darley in the amount of $89,125, funded by GL Code 100-302-025469. Item E, resolution authorizing approving the Waukegan Fire Department to enter into a lease with Zoll for cardiac monitors. The lease for 10 annual installments of $74,816.21 over 120 months, and funded by the GL Code 100-302-025472. Item F, resolution approving award of the fiscal 2026 alley program to Chicagoland Paving Contractors, Inc. for not to exceed amount of $718,995.26. Item G, resolution approving award of the fiscal 2026 parking lot resurfacing program to Superior Paving, Inc. for not to exceed an amount of $340,700. Item H, resolution approving the purchase of a generator for Lift Station 2 from Rush Power System LLC for not to exceed amount of $74,989 per section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 7, good faith waiver. Item I, resolution approving emergency sewer repairs by Campanella and Sons per section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 7, okay, I'm sorry. Parentheses 7, good faith waiver for not to exceed the amount of $300,000. Item J, resolution approving the award of a material bid to Kirchhoff Truck Service, Inc., per Section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 3, joint purchasing through Lake County, Illinois, for not to exceed the amount of $90,000. Item K, resolution approving the purchase of a track loader for the West Side tractor sale for not to exceed the amount of $88,628.51 per Section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 3, joint purchasing through Sourcewell. Item L, resolution approving the purchase of a trailer for West Side tractor sales for an amount not to exceed $27,204.45 per the Section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 3, joint purchasing through Sourcewell. Item H, resolution approving the use of MFT funds for the payment of a construction portion of the 2025 culvert rehabilitation at Jackson, Sheridan, and County to Campanellas and Sons in an amount not to exceed an amount of $3,803,680.20. Item to the Public Works Infrastructure, item N, resolution approving design build service by Baxter and Woodman Boiler Construction per Section 2-458, parentheses I, parentheses 4, professional services for VFD improvements to high service pump 5 for not to exceed the amount of $794,000. Item O, ordinance to approving to dispose of various surplus vehicles and equipment through on-off auction, Obanoff, thank you. Obanoff Auction Services, Inc. Item P, an ordinance amending Section 21-59, 21-63, 21-75, the City of Waukegan Code of Ordinances regarding various traffic control devices. Item Q, resolution approving the award of DCEO lead service line replacement bid for Lewis Avenue to Joel Kennedy Construction Corp. for a not to exceed amount of $1,264,333. Item R, motion to approve and ratify regular payroll dated July 11, 2025, total amount of $2,256,395.34. Item S, motion to approve, ratify miscellaneous payroll for, looks like is cash out, E&O and CS, PD uniform allowance, retro final payout, manual check, dated July 11, 2025, in the amount of $41,256.32. Item T, motion to approve vendor payments dated July 21st, 2025, in the total amount of $4,784,033.60. Item U, motion to approve a resolution approving the consolidated annual performance evaluation report, capers for program year 2025. Motion to approve, item V, motion to approve 2025 through 2029 consolidated plan and action plan as presented. Motion W, motion to approve resolution approving amendment of the 2024 action plan. Item X, motion to approve ordinance amending Chapter 21, Section 21-66-Willow Road two-way traffic flow. Item Y, a resolution authorizing and approving spending authority to procure professional service from Surtech Staffing, Inc., a contract not to exceed, expected to exceed $115,000. Funding will be sourced from GL Code 100-910-124-435, professional services as defined exception from the formal bidding procedure pursuant to Section 2-45, parentheses I, parentheses 4. Item Z, resolution waiving competitive bidding requirements and authorizing approving the purchase of 2025 Chevy Tahoe Police Package Vehicle from Carrier Motors to an amount not to exceed $60,306. Item AA, motion to authorize City Treasurer to renew a letter of credit in the amount of $1,404,100 with First Midwest Bank in order to meet the city's financial assurance EPA requirement relative to Yeoman Creek. Oh, yes. Woo-hoo.
Not bad, Mayor.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Alderman Newsom said we should amend, what is it? Okay. Yes, just correction, everyone. So it'd be double A, be motion to authorize the city treasurer to renew a letter of credit in amount of $1,404,100 with the new Old National Bank, not First Midwest Bank. The Old National Bank, in order to meet the city's financial assurance EPA requirements relative to Yeoman Creek water is needed. There's a motion by Alderman Newsom,
Mayor, I
second
would
by
like to
Alderman
clear up some-
Guzman.
Can I clear up something? Okay.
Sure. Hold- let's-
The
let's-
amount that the letter of credit,
Let me get the motion.
Yeah, let's get the motion on the
Alderman
floor.
Newsom?
Are there any items to be removed?
Item P and item Y, please.
I'm sorry, item,
P is in Paul and Y is in yours.
P.
Just a quick question, it's not a big deal.
Okay. Items P and Y will be removed from the consent agenda.
Sam, if I may, excuse me, Mayor. Just let me ask the question. We don't need to take them out and vote on them separately. I just got a question. Clear it up easily. Is that cool?
Removing them, you're removing them.
Yeah. All right, let's take them out then.
All right, so at this point, we're doing on the consent agenda, items 4A through 4O, 4Q through 4Y, then 4Y, then 4AA. Item Z and P has been removed. Any questions? Any other questions?
P and Y.
I'm sorry. Correction. P and Y has been removed. Are there any other questions to the motion?
Who's the second?
We got a second by Alderman Guzman. There's no other questions. There's a comment on the consent. Doc?
well, on AA, okay, I'm glad, on the document, it is Old National. On here, on the agenda, it says First Midwest. I'm glad you corrected that. Edie Newsom was kind enough to call me today and alert me on that. But the amount, okay, the amount does not cost the city of $1,404,000. That's the amount we cover by 1%. So the amount that it actually costs is $14,000 and approximately $40. That's what it costs every year for that letter of credit.
Okay. All right, thank you, Doc. All right, there is a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion is passed and carried. There's a motion by Alderman. They've been removed. A motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian for item P. Any questions to the motion?
Yes, sir. Just want to know what traffic control devices are we referencing here when it says that it's going to modify the code of ordinances regarding various traffic control devices? And I'm curious to know specifically what that is. I was unable to download the agenda and attachments for any of these line items, so maybe you could help me out.
Jesus, could help us out, please.
Good afternoon, council members. Just to clarify the items for P, the traffic control devices listed, there's the packet in front of you contains the letter with the memo with the traffic study. At Glen Flora and Jackson, we're converting the no turn on red from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. to no turn on red when pedestrians are present. That's one of them. Second one is Hampshire Lane and Country Lane, converting the 2 yield signs to 2 stop signs. And also the 4-way stop sign at Sunset Avenue and Northern Avenue to a signalized intersection.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
I just want to point out that question could have been asked and answered in the Public Works Committee had the alderman chose to do that. Aye.
The alderman doesn't
Hayes.
sit in that committee.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion passed and carried. There's a motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Florian. Item Z. I'm sorry, item
Aye.
Y.
Y. Item Y. And I circled the wrong, I apologize. Item Y. There's a question, Alderman Turner, you have a question to that?
Yes, sir. We are approving $115,000 in salary for a position from a resource from SureTech Staffing. But what is that position for? Or is it? What are we hiring for?
I believe that's X.
That is X. We pulled out Y, didn't we?
I'm looking at Y.
Why?
Why
Authorizing.
a resolution authorizing and approving spending authority to procure professional
It is
services
Y.
from SureTech.
It's why. It's why.
Okay, that's fine. It shows differently on the digital version.
No problem.
Why, yes, so that is the transportation product manager. So,
Transportation what?
project manager. So this person will be assisting with all of the transportation needs from my department. As you know, we have gotten a slew of grants over the past couple of years that requires paperwork. We submitted over $25 million worth of grants. We are assisting our Public Works Department, our Planning Department with all transportation needs, and the City Council request. So this person, once hired in through the SureTech staffing, will come in and assist with your request, all the department requests, to ensure we have compliance with all of our standards, ordinances, and state obligations.
Outstanding. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, who's the first and second on that, sir?
We had a motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Florian. Questions have been answered. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes. Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion is passed and carried. Thank you. Thank you, Alderman. Item 5, a letter of credit. I think Doc has already given that report.
I'll pass on the report. The next time we do a cash call on the Yeoman Creek Remediation Group twice a year, the next time that comes up, I'll give a little report, and a little history on the Yeoman Creek project.
Okay.
I got one.
Okay, Alderman Guzman.
How long is that going to take to repay?
What, Yeoman Creek?
The $1 million or whatever.
Never. That property that's eternity, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
I'll talk about it.
I mean, that's no other way to put it. That property is gone. Yes.
The property runs from you can see part of that on Sunset looking to the south, and it runs, the Roman Creek ran under it, and now it's all underground, okay, through the Waukegan garbage dump, okay, that we had. That was a garbage dump because it used to be a bog. So it was a peat bog. They dug a lot of it out, but it used to catch fire every couple of years and smolder for months, right? So that's how they decided it was going to be garbage. I mean, I wasn't around when they made that decision, okay? But the garbage that was in there, and then there was the dumping, okay? And that, okay, the EPA found out that there's PCBs going down the Yeoman Creek.
We could discuss this after. Thank you.
Thank you. That's what happens. History lesson. Thank you, Doc, for the prehistory
Yeah, so
lesson.
the PCBs were going a very minute amount down to Lake Michigan. So that caused, okay, the Yeoman Creek Remediation Group to be formed. I'll give you more in the future, or if you give me a call, I'll give it to you all.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
will.
Thank you. All right. Item 6A, resolution approving and ratifying the revised development and financial incentive agreement with WCDP and Zappa LLC. There's a motion. You got to get a motion by Alderman Felix, second by Alderman Donnerworth. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion is passed and carried. Item 7A was held in committee. Item 7B, an ordinance increasing the number of K1, that was held in committee too? No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Class KI banquet liquor license by one Alani Banquet LLC, 206 Genesee Street.
Motion.
Motion by Alderman Turner, second
I'll
by
second.
Alderman Guzman. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Valorian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passed and carried. Item 7C, ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor license by one for Ernesto Taquilla Restaurant, 438 Franklin Street.
I'll make a motion with a comment, if I may.
Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Felix. There's a question to the motion. Alderman
sir.
Turner.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. I vote yes for this, excuse me, because I am pro-business and I want these people to do business. But my comment is this. This is in my ward. And I mentioned to the mayor earlier today, this is the third business this year that's opened in my ward that I was totally unaware of until it opened. And I think all of us should be made aware of new businesses that are opening in our wards or any significant project like from Public Works or whatever. I think the aldermen should be aware so that when we're questioned by our residents, our constituents, we can answer that. And with businesses, obviously we want to meet the new business owner and welcome them to the ward and answer and be a vehicle and advocate for them. So I'm voting yes, but I just would encourage staff, mayor's office to advise the alderman when there's a new entity coming into the wards. Thank you.
Yeah, but Alderman, I hear what you're saying, but this one right here is an existing business. They've been there for a while. But we hear what you're saying and duly noted. Any other questions?
Excuse me, if I can just say something to piggyback what Mr. Alderman Turner said.
Alderman Martinez.
I'm sorry. Again, sometimes there's some businesses in my ward that are open. I'm not aware of it. So I think we need to do a better job to make sure we let our aldermen know that we can prepare them. We can go there and introduce ourselves, say, hey, how can I excel? How can I help you with your business? So I've seen a couple times where there's businesses that were open and I'm caught off guard. So my job is to make sure that I safeguard the interests of not only my constituents, but to the business owners and be out there. So it's very important. And I would think that would be in priority number one to make sure that the aldermen are aware of what businesses are open. It's just common sense.
Alderman, in all due respects, we cannot say any business being open till they go through the process. Once they complete the process, then we can say this business is there. And as you all, I hear, just respect for me and staff, if we didn't tell you that an application comes in, you then go and say, welcome to the city of Waukegan, and they have not completed the process, then that will be very challenging on your part and ours. Here's what we will do, and I'll certainly speak with you offline. Once an application has been approved and gone through all the various levels of the vetting process that we have, we'll surely let you know. But I'm going to just take a little bit of challenge, said is kind of reckless that you don't know. We don't know if they've met all the criteria. Once they've met that criteria set forth not only by this council, but with the vetting process of staff, I will be the first one to let you know. And of course, we need you to be there. So I hear what you're saying, but I just want to be cautioned. I don't want you prematurely going to a business and saying, just because they have an application in the pipeline, that welcome to the city of Waukegan.
Hey, Mayor,
We will. I promise you, we will do that. I will, honestly.
Same thing we do with like block party applications, right? We get notice that a block party application has been filed. We used to approve them. Now we don't have to approve them, though I do. But we just add, just add us to the list.
We can do that. That's simple. That our applications come. I mean, it's simple, but I just want to be cautious that you don't go and start shaking that hand and say, welcome to the city of Waukegan, and they have not gone through, because that would be very embarrassing for all of us, not just you, but for all of us.
But with all due respect, Mayor, I've gone in businesses where people are in line purchasing and they're open for business. When they ring that cashier and the money comes out, that means I've been in situations where people are in line, and I didn't even have no idea that the business was open. But I don't want to dwell on it.
No problem. You get me that address, and I'll follow up on that.
As a team, let's do a better job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think collectively we can all do a better job. All right. Thank you, Alderman. The votes passed, or did we? All right, we got to record it. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carry. Is that it? So D has been removed, everyone. And now we're going to item E. Item E, ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor license by 1 for Barrera Jalisco. Thank you. 2118 North Green Bay Road, Waukegan, Illinois. There's a motion on the floor by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Florian. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion passed and carried. Thank you, Alderman. Item 8, ordinances, there being none. Item 9, there being none. I'm sorry. No, it's Alderman's time. Alderman's time. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Felix.
Congratulations to Alani Banquets and also Fosteros. Thank you guys for reaching out for some help. Always glad to help. So you guys are good. You guys have the actual license now. Now you just make sure you reach out to the staff for further how to proceed. Also, congratulations to Birreria Jalisco. I know that you guys have been working hard for that. Congratulations. A comment regarding Julian Towers. Julian Towers has changed a lot over the years. They made a lot of progress in the last year, I would say. They now have a fob system. Before it was in and out. Whoever didn't have no kind of control, they have a fob system. They have a database where they have pictures of people that have been kicked out. They have security, for the most part, all the time, I would say, there. Both of the elevators are working. That was something that was worked on really hard on in the last administration, and then it continued to, they have working elevators. Recently around that area, an issue was people just leave and rush out the Julian Towers. Now there's a stop there that we worked so hard to put there, and I've received a lot of good comments from the neighborhood watch group there. So there's improvements going on there. There's still more to come, I would say. I would say thank you for the concern. That's something that and actually there's more going on, but I think that we're still working on it. We're waiting for grant funding for, yeah. Oh, Mayor, if you can, mention exactly what the details of it, you know more than I do.
And what I can also do for Gina is give just kind of an outline exactly what we know and where they're at. But the bottom line is they were waiting for an IDA approval, which came in June the 20th. Same time our CDBG came in. They were also waiting on HUD approval. I think that was about $9 million. So it was $9 million from HUD, 22 from IDA with the IDA credits. They're expecting to close, like they're going to close on those items. They told me August 19th, August 20th, and once they're closed, then they're going to come back in for a building permit, going through who their contractors, where they're going to start, et cetera. So that's where we know right now, but I can put something together for you, have it in our office. Steve, tomorrow, give us Wednesday. You can come to my office, a building commissioner, exactly what we know to where they're at, to where they're going. And we're having monthly meetings with them as relates to that. All right, Alderman?
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
One thing that I did hear about, and I keep hearing it, part of when I joined became an alderman, I hear it all the time, that resources, we need more resources. Waukegan is resource city. We have everything we need for all the people that need it. We just need we have a marketing problem. We have a marketing problem. We need to be able to capture those people that are in need. And this is for our not-for-profits, our faith-based organizations. They need help with technology that we have currently in 2025. It's very achievable. I think that it's something that you know, our city does a great job in marketing the city, but also, you know, there could be other solutions. I will say that I am working with a group in developing a package so we can introduce to the city and see how we can maybe work to help our businesses, our faith-based organizations, at least get them to the standards where when someone looks at our city, they can be like, wow, you know, they know they at least have good imaging. We look like we know what we're doing, which a lot of businesses know what they're doing. They just don't know how to market out there. But we have a lot of resources in our city. What else? There's a lot of projects that I'm working on. Still working on them. I do want to say welcome to our new Susana Figueroa. What is the title?
Business license. Business license.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Thank you for joining the team. She started last week, right? Last week, okay. So we are working on having our licensing be more efficient, thanks to the mayor, and that's something that was a concern of a lot of residents, and I've heard it all the time. Until we got to this where we have someone that's going to be more focused on helping our events push through, licensing push through. We've been battling, right? So, and a lot of some of the businesses that have here they are passing their businesses. I've done my best to help them along the way, but now we have a good, strong team. So welcome to the team, Susanna. And that is it for me. Thank you.
Back to the team.
Alderman Newsome.
Thank you. Just a friendly reminder, I will be hosting a ward meeting here, City Council Chambers, this Thursday evening, July 24th at 5:30 p.m. If you have any questions regarding that, you can reach out to me at 847-390-2691. I'm also working on getting a date for another dumpster in my ward. I've noticed that people are dumping stuff again. I have a sofa over on Delaware that someone dumped in the grass. I had somebody dump a sink over in an area, dead-end area just today. And I had a question regarding LRS. I'm getting a complaint that they are not picking up the one bulk item that the resident leaves out on the curb on their garbage day, and they are making them pay when they call to have it picked up. They're charging them an extra $20, $30 when I thought that that was part of our contract. So I thought we get one bulk item per week garbage pickup. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Alderman Turner.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have several items here. I want to start with acknowledging and thanking and congratulating Waukegan Police Department, specifically the officers involved in monitoring our Scoop event. And they seized 5 illegally possessed firearms, including a machine gun down there. These officers, male and female, are doing a fabulous job, and I know I often speak to them, but I really don't think they are given the acknowledgement that they deserve. I've been in the presence of these officers and met them. I've ridden in the car with them. The level of professionalism and commitment to their duties and responsibilities is phenomenal, and I'm often in awe of them because not of what they do, but what they are prepared to do. They put their lives at risk, right? So thank you, Chief. Please make sure the guys and gals know that I appreciate them. Last night I had numerous calls. I think I got 7 calls and 3 or 4 texts regards fireworks in the 6th Ward. They was lighting off them what sound like quarter sticks of dynamite at Messina and Poplar again. By the time the officer arrived there, they saw him coming, ran into the house, closed the doors, turned out the lights, and refused to answer. But we know for a fact, and this is something that I've talked with the chief and the mayor about, I have a number of addresses specific in the 6th Ward, and I encourage the aldermen to make note of any specific addresses they are aware of where they're lighting off these fireworks so that we can develop a database. Police, they should give that to the police, and the mayor and I have been discussing how we might take specific actions to help mitigate those activities. There was also a dope bust in the 6th Ward. Now, I was informed that that was actually done by the Lake County Sheriff's Department. So again, kudos to the law enforcement, specifically the Sheriff's Department, for their efforts in keeping us safe. And this dope bust was in the 900 block of Woodlawn, which is right next to Glen Flora School. So within 500 feet of that school, the guy was selling dope, and apparently it was an undercover operation. He made several sales, and he won't be making any more for a while. We've had a number of vehicle thefts, or at least one vehicle theft and several burglaries in the 6th Ward. Again, it's warming up. We got people roaming the street late at night, early in the morning. These are often crimes of opportunity. Again, please don't leave valuables in your car. Keep your cars locked. Put them in your yard or garage if possible. If not, make sure that you're taking some precaution to protect your property. And I have some ideas on how we can mitigate that as well. Speed bumps. I got a lot of calls today, Director Garland, and kudos, man. People are excited. They are very, very happy, and even Miss Wygina made comment on my Facebook about it. So we put 3 temporary speed bumps up on North Avenue. 2. We put 2 in today. We're going to put another one in. These are the temporary bumps that were on Franklin last year. Now, my expectation was, I thought we were doing permanent speed bumps, so we'll have to get to that. Mayor, I'd like to have a sit down with you about this stuff. But yeah, we're getting our speed bumps done in the 6th Ward. And I know there were several aldermen who were not in favor of them last year, but I think a lot of are turning, and I've heard several others have requested them. So, city of progress, right? We can get some things done. We've had several alley cleanups in the 6th Ward, and again, I want to thank the team from Public Works, and more specifically those gentlemen and who were hired as part of our summer youth work program, working with they're doing a fantastic job, and they're being very responsive immediately, when I asked for them. We've had several alleys resurfaced in the 6th Ward, or that are targeted. We've had streets, the 17 and 1800 block of West Greenwood. We've had the 18 and 1900 blocks of Linden and Walnut, and we had a length of Ash Street done as well. I'll give you a list of alleys in the 6th Ward that are going to be done this year. North of Greenwood, between Western to Jackson, Lindsay to Douglas, between Ash and Poplar. The alley between Hickory and North, from Pacific to Atlantic. And the alley from Genesee to County, that is south of, I'm sorry, that's the 4th Ward. And then the Douglas to Glen Flora, between North and Hickory. So those alleys are coming, along with the streets that we've already done. We've also been working to have a number of sidewalks repaired in the 6th Ward. And finally, Yeoman Creek landfill. That was what do you call it, environmental Superfund site. That's been cleaned up, and they're putting in solar panels, over 179,000 solar panels are being installed. They're about 90 to 95% complete with that project. They anticipate completing before school starts. And those solar panels will feed electricity into the Waukegan School District. So a lot of stuff going on in the 6th Ward, and as promised, I'm getting it done for you. All right? Keith Turner, 6th Ward. I'm out. Thank you for your attention.
Alderman Donnerworth.
7th Ward, I'm in. I also want to reiterate what Alderman Turner mentioned about the police department. The first Scoop the Loop, they were just fantastic. Everybody was working. Everybody was happy. I mean, all the patrons down there were happy. I didn't really see any out of control, anything, everybody knew what was going to happen. And, you know, thank God these people that burned out, they threw them out right away, and the people right behind them stopped, and they just, you know, drove through and reacted. The food down there was great. The beer down there was great. The companionship, seeing everybody down there, and, you know, I've been going there since Scoop the Loop opened, and I didn't bring my car down this year because it was just it was too wet, and I just decided that it's time to go down there and enjoy the people and enjoy the businesses. Also, I want to say that hopefully the speed bumps at Greenwood School will be going in before the school starts there in front of the school, and that should help out a lot. I spoke with the neighbors, and we had discussed this last year, so hopefully slow everybody down. But they do keep a couple ladies out there who are fantastic ladies who stop these cars and slow these people down, and they get the kids across the street, you know, safely and everything. And then, of course, you know, I always say, you know, with working with the employees of the city of Waukegan, everything is just fantastic. City Yard, City Hall, everybody is fantastic in what they're doing. That's it. I'm out.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to second what's been said about the police department handling Scoop. I don't know if I've ever seen that many people downtown Waukegan. It was pretty amazing. But our PR department did an amazing job. Public Works, our fire department was there. It was a definite team effort on everybody's part, and thank you for making that happen and for keeping everyone safe that wanted to come and enjoy their time down in the downtown. I want to talk a little bit about where I left off last time. I talked about the book I read about the death gap and how where you live determines what your average life expectancy may be and how different it can be in communities that are so close together. And one of the reasons that is because of access to health care. And so private equity is a way investment companies buy and manage a business, right? And it's private money. They often buy hospitals, nursing homes, that kind of thing, with the goal of generating profits for their investors. Our hospital is owned by a private equity company. In healthcare, this often means acquiring struggle or undervalued hospitals, which I believe ours was when they bought it. They cut costs, and then they try to sell them for a profit within a certain amount of time. Private equity hospitals are typically for profit. Ours is. And their financial operations are private. There's no public financial disclosure requirements because they're a private company. Just like I run a private company, I'm a chiropractor, I run my own private company. I don't have to disclose to the public what my numbers are. Our hospital's the same way. In contrast, nonprofit hospitals operate under a mission to serve the community and reinvest any excess revenue that's made into patient care, staffing, or upgrades. These institutions are required to fill out a IRS Form 990, a public document that discloses their finances, executive compensation, in other words, what they're paying their top executives, and community benefits. What benefit are they bringing to the community? So this offers transparency to the public and the local officials when a hospital is run as a nonprofit. So the key difference lies in this transparency and accountability. Nonprofit hospitals must demonstrate community benefit and share financial details, while private equity-owned hospitals are not subject to the same public reporting, which can obscure their financial decisions and priorities, even as they impact patient care and local services. And our hospital, Vista, is the only for-profit hospital in Lake County, right here in Waukegan. And we are, I would argue, the community that needs a nonprofit the most. The mayor gave statistics earlier about Oak Street Health and how many uninsured, underinsured Medicaid patients they're treating. That's our community, folks. And when you try to squeeze every penny you can out of those people, this is the end result of what's happening. So I'm going to once again advocate for us to somehow try to bring a nonprofit in to run our hospital so we can have the health care we deserve and the transparency we need to know what is happening with the dollars that are made off of our community. Because we know this hospital is not paying their taxes. We know they're not paying their water bill. We know they're not paying their electric bill. We know, they're probably not paying their gas bill. I don't have any proof of that. But we know all these things just because those we can find out publicly, but the rest of it, it's all hidden. And if state money starts going to them in this whole, we're going to become a safety net hospital and that's what's going to save us, they don't have to account for that either. So I'm just saying, I think a nonprofit is what we should strive to have as an entity that runs our hospital, not a private equity firm. That's all I have.
Alderman Hayes.
Pass.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I'm going to ask our PR department to pull up the photos for me. Thank you. Just want to share something with you all. If you can enlarge the picture just a little bit. This is the problem that we have throughout the city, but especially in the first ward. And thanks to, first of all our departments for all the hard work that you do. But we as a city, a council, we can't fight this by ourselves. We need you as constituents to join in the fight with us. Become proactive. And thank you, Mr. Tide Harris and his wife. As we see, we were out there tackling this problem on Market Street. This is why he is adopting the road program. And I wish more people would come forth and adopt a street. But just being said, this is the trash that we have to pick up week after week. Thank God for our public works department. Can you imagine going out there and picking this up? So we as aldermen, and I think I advocate for all of us, we are all trying to be proactive. We're not just up here looking handsome and cute. We say amen for that. Our phone is constantly blowing up. Noon, night, and day. We are paid part-time. I think it's $10.57 an hour for a full-time job sometime. Do I have a little attitude? Yes, I do. Because often we are not appreciated. So aldermen, my peers, I appreciate you. Thank you, our department heads, our fire, everyone. Thank you for our community churches. They do more than just preach on a Sunday. Oh, let me shut up. Anyway, and thank God for our Scoop to Loop, excellent job. And thanks to NICOR for putting on their street events. There was children's, there was music, there was a great deal out there, and they're serving the community. So our next street cleanup will be August 2nd. We will be out in the ward on Market Street, 10 a.m. I look to see you all there. And we're not just cleaning up Market Street. We're cleaning up the alleys. Thank God for Youth Build. I believe I'll be putting them on this schedule, our young people, as being proactive. So continue the calls, continue the support. If you have any questions, call me as usual, 224-607-8445. Thank you, that's all I have.
Alderman Guzman.
Excuse me. Good evening, all. I would just first like to start off with a ward meeting this Saturday from 2 to 4 in English and 4 to 5 in Spanish. See the date. 26. So it's this Saturday, the 26th, second ward meeting. I will be passing out another 300 flyers. Like I said, I will be doing in sections. And earlier I was talking to Alderman Florian, and she told me how she does it to receive more and more constituents at her ward meeting. So I think I'm going to steal her thought on how she does it and put signs around the ward to try to get more people. Even though I put 300 signs, sometimes very few show up. So let's get more participated in these ward meetings because they're very informational. I know some of it is repetitive, but it is how the ward is moving forward. And if you need to get a hold of me, 847-390-2690. The address we'll be holding our ward meeting is 2300 Pearsall Parkway, and that's Waukegan. Again, I know this is like repetitive, and people have said this like multiple times. It is summertime, and the noise is getting really outrageous. Not just the fireworks, the noise, the music. I understand it's the nice weather. People want to cook out, hang out with family and friends, but that is a private event. I mean, you enjoy your music. That doesn't mean somebody else or your neighbor enjoys your music. Just because you're able to party, that doesn't mean your neighbor doesn't have to go to work or stayed up late for a loved one to take care of, or some child or anything. Please respect your neighbor. I understand you're trying to have a good time, but that is your time, not everybody else's time. Okay, please, everybody that's called me, I've suggested to call the police right away. No hesitation, none whatsoever. I have spoken, and the same thing, and I mean, they try. The police officers try. I mean, sometimes it does take a little longer to get there, and I do apologize, but once you make the phone call, they will get there, okay? So please be patient and be able to make that report out, okay? It's not just saying, hey, you know what, come and I'm having an issue with a neighbor with the music. You have to also report them, okay? Because if they come by there and they turn down the music or something, then they don't know. But if you make that report, then you're a witness to the violation, okay? So please, just keep it down. I mean, everybody wants to have parties, so just keep it down. I want to reiterate what Alderman Turner said about the speed bumps. They're coming to the wards. I am very in favor of it. At the beginning, I thought more people were in favor of it, so only a few streets are going up that I have requested it, because the majority of people, like I said, I was not elected by myself. The constituents elected me, even though I would like to see more speed bumps. My constituents says no. They don't want speed bumps in certain streets, so I'm not going to put the speed bumps in certain streets. Only the streets where that the majority of the people said yes, I want them in there. Okay, so I'm going to go with them. I'm very happy about Willow Road. It's still transitional period, okay? So this is not just because we voted it to be a two-way. It's going to be overnight or in a little bit. We still have to get an IDOT approval. We still have to get IDOT signs since Illinois 120, also known as Belvedere Road, is owned by IDOT. So we have to wait for theirs. And then it's not just that. We have to do preparations on our parts that I have requested other stuff to be done to Willow Road before it opens. Another thing, I've been talking to the Forest Preserve to cut back more of the branches back, so people could walk on those non-sidewalks, but the grass, and not able to go around and pour on the street, because they cut the grass very nicely, but the overgrowth on the branches is just a little too much. Also, the bike path over there by Washington Park, what is that, Glen and Greenfield over there. Some exciting news is going to be coming within the next couple of years. I understand that there's a lot of cars parked there at, I mean, I don't know if they have permission or it's not permission or anything like that, and overgrowth and grass, and it's been a whole issue down there for a very long time. So I know I spoke to the county, and there's some changes that's going to be coming up, and that whole thing is going to be redone and repaved. So all that issues will be taken care of. Last time I actually heard about Scoop the Loop, and the last meeting also, I was not available to attend. I've been out of town, in and out of town. So I've been back for a couple of days and then leave, come for a couple of days and leave. So, but I have been keeping up with my constituents on the calls. I know that Director Garland, I've talked to him, I don't know, 4 or 5 times about different issues that they've had. The dumping over there on Greenfield, Glen, Elizabeth, and basically some of the wards. And I know it's been happening everywhere, and I don't know if it's because we're not having the dumpsters or anything, but I would like to, I don't know, speak about that, see if we could get those back in the summertime, because, I mean, you see Alderman Bolton's picture. I mean, that's how it is everywhere, okay? And unfortunately, we try to stop it. We try, and it comes down to the neighbors to report this and try to get some of these people caught and figure out what's going on. And if there is an issue, I think it's Alderman Newsom that said about the one bulk item. That does help. So, I mean, I think we really need to get on top of it if they're not picking up that one item, because that does help. I have thrown out items and stuff like that, so it does help. Other than that, thank you. Have a good day. Evening.
I'm sorry, Alderman Martinez.
All right. Before I begin, I first like to thank Pastor Brown for being here and for the beautiful invocation he gave us tonight. I do really appreciate that. And then I also want to begin by giving my sincerest appreciation goes to the City Council and the Mayor for recognizing and celebrating the life of Delilah Carmen Melendez. It was a privilege to nominate such an exceptional individual who exemplifies the power, resilience, and compassion for her community. She has volunteered. She's also very compassionate, always giving back to the community. And so therefore, I just want to thank everyone for giving it the time and honoring her. It's just a small token of appreciation that we can give her. She does have some very serious health challenges, so I just ask that you keep her family in your prayer and also pray for her also, okay? And it really meant a lot. My sister Carmen grew up with Delilah, so they're like besties. So, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So again, it wasn't about me, it was about her, all right? And I did it from the bottom of my heart, and that's the least thing I can do. Also, I just want to talk briefly about the Scoop the Loop. It was a great success. Many people. I mean, there was a couple of hiccups, but nothing really major. The only complaint that I got was a simple fact that usually there was 2 lanes of traffic for the vehicles, the parade up and down, but this year there's only 1. But if that's the only complaint that we received, then I think we did a dang good job. So my congratulations goes out to the city, the marketing, also the chief of police for doing such an exceptional job. Although there was a couple of hiccups, it was a great success. I also want to talk about Quonset Pizza in my ward. They will be celebrating their 10th anniversary, and everyone knows Quonset Pizza. They're located at 2602. They will be having a large music festival. They're going to have a fellowship. They're going to have music out there. It is going to be on the 1st of August from 2 to 6. My congratulations goes out to Jeremiah Johnson. for an exceptional, great pizza, always giving back to the community. And then also, I also want to recognize Journey's Popcorn. They're also be having it's going to be a pop-up to promote small businesses in our ward. Gertie Pizza just opened up like maybe a couple of months ago. Please visit them. They're located at 2214 Grand Avenue. But they will be having a pop-up business. They're going to have free food, great fellowship. This is going to be held on August the 2nd. The location is 2214 Grand Avenue. Please visit them. This is going to be held on Saturday, August the 2nd. Also, let me see here. I had to write this stuff down. Also, I just want to also commend the Tiffany Drive Fellowship Neighborhood. They're having their annual rummage sale. It will be held this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 25th, 26th, and 27th. And for those who don't know, Tiffany Drive is located between Brookside and Grand Avenue. Please, if you have time, so far, from my understanding, we have 14 families that are participating. It is a fellowship of neighbors coming together. Right now, there's 63 that we have, and it keeps growing. So if you get the opportunity, please go out there and spend your money there. Again, it'll be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I also want to say that I yesterday attended the, actually I was honored also to be a judge at the second annual Bernit cooking contest. And for those who don't know what that is, Bernit is pork shoulder, which is a rich tradition in the Puerto Rican culture. But there was a contest. It was held at the American Legion in Gurnee, Illinois. This event highlighted the rich and diverse Puerto Rican culture where more than 250 people attended. And I would say that 98% of the people that were there were all from Waukegan. And this was held in Gurnee. Countless volunteers, I want to thank everybody. Also, my special thanks goes out to my good friend Les Defner, who had an idea, a crazy idea to get this thing, to put this organization together. He did a great job. It was an amazing event, great food. The competition was very, very hard. It was very hard to pick a winner. But in my case, I thought that everyone did a great job. So everyone deserved to, to congratulate themselves because it was very well attended. It was just a good time. Also, from my understanding tonight, we approved the alley. Baldwin is going to be paved. This is the alley at Baldwin and Washington Street. So thanks for that. I look forward to that to happen. Let's see what else I got here. Oh my God. I wrote all this stuff down. Okay, and if you need to get a hold of me, I can be reached at 847-390-2689. And then finally, I'd just like to comment, the simple fact is that what I do is I do it because I believe I do it for the people. Whatever I do, I never do it for myself. I get nothing out of it. You know, what I brought to this table is my dedication and my compassion, and to fulfill the needs of my constituents. I want to thank those who continue to support me each and every day. I know sometimes I can be a little bit persistent, but I just want everybody to know here that what I do, I don't do it for me. I do it because I love my community and I love my ward. I am a resident first before I am an alderman, and I will always be that. I thank Ms. Regina Briscoe for recognizing that. Sometimes you do have to be reminded, but I just wanted to put out there that, what I do, again, is because I do it with compassion and dedication, not because of me. I just ask my neighbors to be safe, to be mindful, and let's all be good neighbors, and good night.
Well, that concludes Alderman time. We have a motion on the floor from Alderman Hayes and a second from Alderman Bolton to adjourn before there. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Sue. First-timers? Not first-timers. We're going to start recognizing first-timers to council meeting from this point forward. We're going to recognize first. We got a motion to adjourn, first and second on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion is closed.